to understand this entire concept. I'll come to intraday trades also. Don't worry about it. Overall, let's try to understand the trend of the market. Overall, do you agree that in this scenario, this case, that the market was in a downtrend? Yes. How can we confirm that? By seeing that overall, this was a lower high, lower low formation. What will I do as a trader? Till this point, market was forming a higher low, formed a higher high as well. Now the next high, let's mark it as point A. Mark it as point B. Isn't my point B lower than its previous high? Yes or no? Again, let's be active. अभी हम trades लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. We are trying to take the precise entry. Now at point B, can I say that it is lower than point A? Yes, which is a lower high formation. So the first thing that comes in my mind is trend is reversing. Any sort of a price action confirmation over here? Now, any sort of a price action confirmation over here? Market has formed a lower high. Any sort of price action confirmation to go short? मेरे को दिख रहा है. I can see one. Can you all say? There are two ways you can take an entry. One is inside candle, perfect. Second is bearish engulfing, perfect. Bearish engulfing के बाद doji बन रहा है sir. Where is the confirmation? On the next day. Can I go short? Yes or no? How many points have we captured? Let's start capturing points. Someone please calculate side by side. Roughly estimate, let's just, for the sake of our ease, 1900 points on Bank Nifty. Is it small? No, it isn't. Now what majority of you all were doing is till date, gap down हो गया. अब यहाँ पे बैठ के short करोगे. You will be shorting somewhere over here, which is absolutely wrong. You're not even capturing too many points and the risk is very high because the SL is over here. Are you now getting the difference what I was explaining earlier? We are shorting at a much better cost price. What you all were doing is as an entry, you were chasing the market. You all must be shorting somewhere around over here. Yes? Now again over here, market came down. From here, see, it is up to you if you want to play the secondary trend. Now I'll give you certain rules of playing the secondary trend, but again in that later session, in the coming sessions. For now, I want you all to avoid playing the secondary trend because you'll be trapped. You will be completely trapped if you play the secondary trend. So again, what we do, we know that the market is forming a lower high, lower low structure. Market came, formed a lower high again. Yes, can push short second. So yes, sir, it did not form a lower low. What to do? What to do? Can I immediately go long? Market did not form a lower low. Let's say I book my profit over here. But now the question arises, I want to buy a fresh trade. I want to take a fresh trade. Market did not form a lower low. So does that mean I can go long immediately? What is the potential? What is the possibility? What is the possibility? It's clearly there on the chart. What did I teach? I taught market structure are of 3 types and not 2 types. If it's not forming a lower low, that does not mean the market has now prepared itself to go for a higher high, higher low formation. What has happened? दिख रहा है? What is this? A consolidation zone. Range bound market. Now this is where you all will get confused. This is an area where you all will become confused. Tricky hota hai ye. Over here, what is happening is, overall we were of the view that market is in a lower high, lower low formation, and that is what we were expecting. But around this area, market did not form a lower low. So does that mean I can immediately go long thinking that now the market structure will reverse and start forming a higher low formation? No. Only those traders will do who want to take a lot of risk. Otherwise, what you will do is let the market form that higher low. Has the market formed a higher low in this case? Somewhere over here? Has the market done that? Batao? No.
No.
So I will not go long. Up now this rally is missed. This rally is missed by me. Should I regret? No. Breakdown हो गया. Can I go short at breakdown? No. So are you all trying to understand one thing? Now when we are trading, now when we are trying to find an accurate trade, in majority of the questions that I'm asking, what is the reply? No. Because that is how the market is. That is how the market is. Market isn't there to give you an opportunity every single day. You have to wait a lot. This is a trade of couple of days. You have to wait for couple of days. अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Market gave a false breakdown. Many traders would have got trapped over here taking shots. But what we will do is wait for that lower high. Now the market has formed a lower high. Can I go short? Can I go short? Are you all getting the logic? समझ आ रहा है? How are we looking at the chart in a different manner now? This is the difference. Now we waited for that right opportunity. Now good thing we waited for that right opportunity. Look at the points that we captured over here. Roughly about 8%, 200 points. Trade or the future short कर दिए, whatever you like. So overall, this situation continues where you are selling at rise. All right. Now over here, what is happening? Try to understand. Through now overall, we were in a lower structure. We were selling at rise. Now there will be a point in time when the market structure will also reverse. We have to be prepared for that also. So what is happening around over here is 30,000 round number level. Does that trigger something in your mind? 30,000 है. Could be a potential support level. Yes or no? Could be a potential major support level. 30,000 plus minus few points. Yes or no? So what we will do is 30,000 हमारे दिख रहा है यहाँ पे चार्ट पे 30,000, 30,500. What I will do is I will go back. I'll see is this a major level? Seems like some sort of a major level to me. Support and resistance level. On the day chart, this level is much more clear. Right? Support and resistance level. Resistance and support level. Now let's come back to the 1 hour chart. Now major support level 30,000, major round number. Markets have already corrected about how many points from the top? Roughly about 20% from the top. Already a major correction in Bank Nifty. Right? Very good potential chance that the markets will now start reversing. Now, do we have any sort of news? अभी हमें at this point in time कुछ पता है यहाँ पे news क्या हुआ था? No, I don't remember what had happened at that time. April 2021. I don't remember what had happened at that time. So what we could do? The risk seekers or the people who want to take a lot of risk, they will immediately go long. But on the contrary, if you want to take a safer entry, what you will do is let that market form a higher low formation. Hasn't the market formed a higher low now? Yes. Can I go long over here? Yes, I can. If you want to be even more safer, now what you will do? Now you will wait. You won't buy over here also. Now what you will do? You'll wait for the previous high to be broken. So you buy somewhere around over here. And overall, if you see how beautifully this entire concept works, let me plot a trend line for you all. Okay, after same cheese, aren't we doing the same cheese? So what we could do? Initially, I was teaching you in a very raw manner through market structure. Now what we'll do is we'll do the same thing, but we will be shorting there. We won't be shorting around these points. We will be shorting at the trend line. Resistance भी है, market structure के हिसाब से lower high formation बन रहा है every time. Can I short? Yes. Over here, what is happening? Market from the higher low, I can go long. If you don't want to take the risk, let the breakout of the trend line happen. Came, retested the level. Now can I go long? Yes, I can. Same thing using trend lines, support and resistance levels. And for those who understand RSI even to a little bit of extent, there was a divergence in this case as well. Over here, there was a divergence as well, positive divergence. So already we knew that this will be a higher low in the market. There's a higher potential that there will be a higher low. Anyway, I don't want to mix that concept right now. तो अब समझ आ रहा है हम क्या कर रहे हैं? Now let me just zoom out a little. Lower high, lower low formation. We shorted at the resistance levels, but it was also a lower. Now after that, once we reached a major support level, now only the risk seekers who believe that the market won't give a breakout, they will buy first. The people who want to take a little less risk, they will wait for the higher low. The people who want to wait for who want to take even lesser risk, they will wait for the trend line to break. So basically, that previous high to break, form that retest. Now what the market did? Changed its or reversed its structure. And over here itself, I gave a warning that now Bank Nifty is showing early signs of reversal. I will share that video with you all after this session to give you much more clarity on this structure thing. उसमें मैंने extra points भी cover किए Fibonacci and all, so you can ignore that. So now समझ आ रहा है yes or no? Is it clear? Any doubts? Which yes. Should we consider idle? देखो again, right now overall what I'm trying to teach you all is not the precise entry. As I said, wait for Fibonacci, wait for RSI. We will take an even precise entry. Don't worry about that. Right now we are just seeing how to take entries in the market or an approximation range of where to take an entry. और precise entry करेंगे हम. थोड़ा सा wait करना. Trust me.
Himalay, I could check during May. Price lower high के नीचे बन गया.
Sorry?
During May के टाइम पे
हाँ.
जो हाई वाला है जिसकी थोड़ा लेफ्ट साइड में जो ये लो है ये प्रीवियस लो से नीचे बंद हुआ है. So should we consider it lower low?
See, this is actually the previous low.
No, not this one. The above this.
Above this.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying. This is not a major low. So this you learn with थोड़ा सा time. ये ना आप समझोगे कि कौन से major lows है, कौन से major highs है. Actually, even this is not a very major low. The major low is over here. This, and then this is a major low. So this is overall in a higher high, higher low formation. फिर इसने क्या किया? मार्केट ने एक sort of W बना के it continued in its higher high, higher low structure. Clear है?
Yeah. Okay.
थोड़ा सा after the session, this will take a couple of days. Now, in your mind, it is a very easy concept. कि whenever market form a higher high, higher low, or whenever market form a lower high, lower low, you have to follow the strategy. But identifying the market structure itself is difficult. That will take a lot of time. Especially if you're going for swing trades. Intraday trades में भी होता है. It depends on person to person. I find intraday trades a little easier. What will be the SL? बताओ, what will be your SL? What should be the SL if we are taking a trade at the retest or the high low where?
If the price breaks that retest level below that trend.
Previous low. We will not keep the trend line ka break as the SL. We will keep the previous low for now. Later on, what will happen once we plot our Fibonacci? Then below 61.8% will be our SL. Because after 61.8%, then 95% of the cases, the structure reverses.
But why not the retest level? मतलब वहाँ पे support है price का तो
We have to give market some space. मैंने क्या बोला? False breakout भी तो हो सकता है.
yeah
right? So what if market comes to that 61.8 level and from there it reverses? So you need to give that breather to the market. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for you to trade. Clear है? So we have a now standard formation. We have a standard set कि अगर previous low is my SL, अगर ऐसा है तो ये करना है, अगर वैसा है तो ये करना है. Clear है? Foundation is clear. Now we are not counting or we are not banking on the news. We are not banking on the psychology. We are not banking on anything which is uncertain. Variable पे हम बैंक नहीं कर रहे. We are banking on something which is certain. कि हाँ भाई ये previous low मेरा ऐसा होता है. ये मेरी एंट्री होती है. हायर लो फॉर्मेशन में ये मेरी एंट्री है तो previous low मेरा ऐसा कर लेते हैं. या फिर एंट्री है तो previous low मेरा ऐसा करते हैं. And look at the points that you capture. If you're buying over here now, not only capturing the reverse of the trend, you're capturing major points, 1400 points. And again over here, you're capturing about what, 2200 points. Let's not even capture the entire points. Even if you capture 20-30% of it, it's more than enough. 600-700 points. Alright. See, now this is a question I just want to put it out to you all. Do you want me to show intraday today itself? Actually, I'll push intraday ke structure a little later. I'll show one example just for the sake of understanding. But intraday mein it would be much better if we understand Fibonacci and RSI as well. I'll just show you one example today. Nifty ले लेते हैं to make things easier. Nifty, now what I do is, I told you last time, I use the 5-minute chart on intraday, not 15-minute. I personally feel that 5-minute is something which is much more clearer. It gives you right entries and that aligns with my setup as well. And 15-minute mein many times you get a much more expensive cost price. And there's one more additional point before I show you an example. Now don't look at your structure on the day chart. For swing traders, day chart pe the structure is not as sound. It is sometimes a little confusing. Eventually, once you become a little comfortable with charts, then you'll understand the structure. But sometimes what happens is the structure can become a little confusing. ठीक है, यहाँ पे overall I marked it, so it's becoming easy. But something market structure on the day chart is not as sound. So what you can do is you can use the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart, whatever you like. I would personally suggest to use the 4-hour chart for swing trades. 1 hour हो सकता है अच्छा है, but it sometimes becomes a little riskier because the bigger time frame needs to be given more importance. I believe you all understand this concept by now. Now, one more thing, sorry, before I go to the 5-minute chart, you talk well, and this is over here. I don't know how many of you follow me from this time around, but the entire market was bearish. Entire market, matlab, majority of the traders were bearish. Why? Because market gave a single short rally, market got into a consolidation. Many people were saying that this is a distribution phase, but this wasn't the case for me. I was akele alone. I was bullish. Why? Now this is a trick. Later on, I'll cover it through RSI as well. There's a concept of RSI. Now the trick from the price action point of view is that it gave 2 false breakdowns. That means the market does not really want to go in the downward direction. After the false breakdown, it did not form that lower high formation. If it did form that lower high formation, then we would have gone bearish. But it gave a false breakdown and it did not even form that lower high formation 2 times. That means markets do not really want to go down. This is just a flag sort of a formation. What are these flag patterns and all? If you don't understand, we'll cover that tomorrow. So this is nothing but a flag sort of a formation, and what did it do? It gave a breakout. Same thing on AstraZeneca we saw a few minutes back. यहाँ पे how do we know that where could the market possibly give a continuation is market was in an uptrend, got into a consolidation zone. Now here it gave a false breakout, but it did not form that higher low. Again, it gave that false breakout, but it did not form that higher low. So there's a most likely chance that after this flag is completed, it will give a breakdown, and that is what has happened. Gave a breakdown, formed that higher low formation, and it continued in the lower and lower low formation till the time the formation reversed. Is this point clear to all? ये double false breakout and breakdown मैंने सिखाया.
Himalay?
Yes.
But it has given a breakdown also यहाँ पे this point जहाँ पे आपने green mark भी किया है तो वहाँ पे भी तो नीचे दो बार
One false breakdown.
हाँ.
Two false breakdowns. That is what I'm saying. Two for a reason. One could be okay, ठीक है हो सकता है. And over here it's just a wick. Mostly यहाँ पे majorly यहाँ पे candles भी बनते हैं.
लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ऊपर की साइड ये ज्यादा मूव करने की कोशिश कर रहा है बिकॉज एक बार उसने जैसे कि इट इज ऑलवेज सेड कि 2-3 बार अगर ऊपर की साइड छोटे छोटे आप ब्रेकआउट्स देता है समथिंग लाइक दैट ट्राइंग
So you can also you could say कि it is attempting a breakout, but it's not sustaining time and again.
Yeah.
That means the seller's presence is very strong around these levels. The sellers are not letting the stock or the script to go up.
जैसे मैंने I saw this similar thing in HAL. वहाँ पे 4-5 times breakout देके फिर आप क्या कंसोलिडेशन चार्ट में पहले काफी लॉन्ग कंसोलिडेशन है पुराना हाँ then it gives that breakout.
Over here also it's I understand, but again over here it's actually given a lower high lower low formation. From your 1500 levels it's come down to 1200 levels, 300 points. It's a big deal. तो उसने वो correction दे दिया already 19-20% roughly correction that we learned in Bank Nifty also. 15-20% का correction range होता है overall. That correction we have gotten already. After that it reversed its trend. So and
See that as a consolidation. No, not like this.
No, this is the only consolidation that is there. Again, over here, same thing. If you clearly take this as a consolidation, double false breakout, market came down, formed a lower high, lower low, continued its downward trend. Clear? Again, over here, it's taken support from the range, approximately range. We never take, again, for those who have learned support and resistance, it's always a range. So we always consider plus minus. It's not that exactly what it has done. So एक rough estimate के हिसाब से range में से it has taken support and from there it has reversed, which is fine.
Got it.
Now again, what is happening? Market is forming that higher high, higher low formation.
So now, do you feel is it again a right time because it is again given a correction, right time to entry in this type of cases?
You tell me, you all tell me, is it a good higher low formation? Is it a
RSI is little higher, right?
RSI मैं देख रहा हूँ आपको अच्छा आप previous batch में सोचिए. Is this a good entry for now? Anyone?
I think price should come a little down.
Are you sure? It's not necessary.
मतलब कैंडलस्टिक ने अभी वो नहीं दिखाया है आपको कंफर्मेशन दैट इज ऑल.
Perfect. कैंडलस्टिक में अभी तक कोई कंफर्मेशन नहीं दिखाया है. Overall market में bearish sentiment है around round number level से it has taken a consolidation over here, shooting star sort of formation, given a breakdown over here. तो most likely अभी ज़्यादा upside देगा नहीं. It will either be in a range over here for some time or it will go in a correction. Achha, one more very interesting point over here. Now that we were learning higher high, higher low, I taught you one more thing in your Dow theory, the volumes. Do you all remember that?
Yeah.
What did I say? Primary trend के volumes high होंगे कि low?
High.
And secondary trends के volume क्या रहेंगे?
Low.
So isn't that the same thing happening over here? Whenever there's buying in the market, buying my volumes are increasing, selling my volumes are decreasing. Buying my volumes are increasing, selling my volumes are decreasing. Buying my volumes are increasing, selling my volumes are decreasing. Agreed?
Yeah.
So everything that we are learning theoretically is not actually theoretical, it is practical. What I am covering with you.
So there's one more thing, the volumes here are increasing in such a high level still, and selling volumes are still quite low. So
that is
doesn't
a
it
good thing.
indicate?
So that's a good thing, right? Secondary trend volume should be low.
Uh-huh.
Secondary selling a secondary trend. We are not playing the secondary trend. We are playing the primary trend, which is buying higher high, higher low. So we buy at dip.
So it doesn't indicate that it might go again up because the volume selling secondary trend की आपकी volumes कम है.
Right now we are buying में जो है कि upward rejections बना रहा है, which is not healthy.
Okay.
And the volumes have also decreased a little. So ये थोड़ा सा complex है. Again, these things will come with time. So as per my estimates, this stock will most likely go into a range and will probably give some false breaks along market. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is it clear with everyone? My Infosys trade, it was not counter trend, it was an early entry. And थोड़ा सा उस पर result पे affect ruined the trade. It was an early entry trade. I think I had taken a trade around 1800 levels. So what I expected was downward market consolidation, highest broken, came up, it came down over here, came to a major support level, and at a support it gave a मैंने इस दिन पे ट्रेड लिया था 8 April. It was breaking the previous high, so I thought it's given a breakout, came and a retest level for it. So rather it was an early entry, could say, and not that I structure wise trade लिया था मैंने. So that is where we messed up, or I messed up. Is it clear? If I would have sincerely waited for that high and low formation, then the trade would have worked. But over here, I did not wait for that. Gave a breakdown in an expectation कि support, major support level it will hold, and OI data was also in fact supporting, but it did not work. Came, gave a breakdown, and that is why I had to take a loss.
तो इसमें stop loss कहाँ रखना चाहिए? ऐसे where you get the
See, if it's an option selling trade, usually we do not take a loss, we adjust two adjustments. So Yash must have taught you delta neutral strategies. Yash must have taught you adjustment सिखाया Yash ने कि नहीं?
No, I'm not actually dealing in options. I'm just either dealing in equity or futures.
If it's a general situation, over here itself I should have taken an exit because I did not get a closing above the high of the previous candle. So on this day only I should have taken an exit.
In case if you miss that day, in a home blast में
If we have तो ये support level के नीचे as soon as
Support level.
1800 level
then you exit.
Okay, yes. But I was particularly in an option selling trade, so as I said, option sellers generally don't take a loss. We do adjustments to our trade because हमारे इसमें क्या होता है? Again, this is a very rare situation. अब यहाँ पे मेरा 40 rupees का चीज short up to 200. I can't take a 200 का loss. What I will do is I will either average or I will do some other sorts of adjustments. इसका Infosys का adjustment I have given on Telegram, so you can see over there क्या कर सकते हैं. Is this point clear? So my entry was technically a high risk entry. strategy not it. Adjustment generally कोई strategies नहीं होती है. Very honestly and frankly sharing it with you all, it is usually it depends on the situation. So right now we had created a bull put spread over here. I hope you will understand what a bull put is. So we created a bull put spread of 1800 strike price. Did not work. So what we could do is we could build a bull put of the lower levels, considering provided if my view is bullish from here. Or what I could do is I could probably start shorting calls, make that into a butterfly or an iron condor, etc., etc. So it depends on the situation. So ये थोड़ा सा what I could do is if you are into options selling right now, just go for theoretical trades. Don't go for practical trades unless you have certain experience in the market.
Himalay, we see in process जैसे मुझे RSI के बारे में नॉलेज है, तो यहाँ पे एक डाइवर्जेंस है.
But अभी तो confirmation आया है, strong confirmation आया है.
Okay. So what kind of strong confirmation?
Any closing above 1600, doji के ऊपर closing 1600 with good one.
Right.
What is a bull put? Bull put भी नहीं सिखाया क्या? Bull put सिखाया होगा, I'm sure.
अभी ये स्ट्रेटेजीज हुई नहीं है या कल होने वाली थी?
Sorry?
कल होंगी शायद स्ट्रेटेजीज.
अभी मैक्स पे तक आए हम लोग.
ओह अच्छा ठीक है. Tomorrow I am taking a session, then Yash will continue. Okay? So don't worry about it. These strategies will be taught to you. Adjustments we fairly will cover, but as I said, adjustments are still situation specific. Double according to the risk appetite. Generally you can take an SL if you want to, but it depends. My risk appetite is very high, so I go for adjustments. See, I usually think from a hedge fund point of view, hedge fund manager point of view. What do the fund managers do? So accordingly, I would suggest if you think of yourself also as a fund manager, where you are, let's say, handling 400-500 crores. So how will you do? What decision will you take? How will you manage that trade? If you start thinking in that manner, then again your accuracy and your thought process towards trade will change. Yes, Martha ji, बताइए.
Right. So Himalaya was talking about the 5-minute trade that you take on Nifty, and you were trying to explain that to us, and we got on to these points.
Yeah. So the same thing works on 5 minutes as well. We'll just take an example. As I told you, we'll take a better example once we cover RSI and Fibonacci. Let me take an example of a bidirectional trade. See, overall, these are very basic examples. Okay, यहाँ पे market structure was a lower high, lower low formation, consolidation again with false breakouts, higher high, higher low formation, nothing great over here. ये अच्छा एक interesting day लग रहा है. So over here simple thing है. See, whenever you are into intraday trading, always remember we do not take a trade in 95% of the cases. Let me just rephrase that. In 95% of the cases, we do not take a trade in the first 45 minutes or 1 hour. Why?
Understand the direction of the market.
Perfect. And by that time, and during that time, the structure is also not developed. So one thing you need to understand from an intraday point of view is market structure, and intraday point of view is that every day is a new market structure for you. Try to understand this concept. Why am I saying this is because overall, let's say on the day chart, your structure might be a higher high, higher low formation. But we as an intraday trader might be in the secondary trend. So my structure will be different. So from an intraday point of view, remember, new day, new market structure. You never correlate it to your previous market structure. Okay? So over here, new day, new market structure. In the first 45 minutes, 1 hour, market structure is not developed. There's a major support level. Now over here, what is happening? Market went into a high, formed a high, day high. After that, what is the market doing? Came down, formed the hammer sort of a formation, followed by a confirmation. Can I go long?
Yeah.
Formed that higher low. Again, market went up, formed a top, anywhere around 1850. Okay, any side of exit? Yes. Now, how do you trail your stop loss? Let me teach you this trick for trailing a stop loss. This works wonderfully on your intraday front as well. So now we are at the long position, higher high, higher low formation, long position. So in this case, my trailing stop loss through price action will be any closing below the previous candle low. Let me repeat, if you're going long in the market and you want to trail your profits, so any closing below the previous candle low. So over here we have taken an entry. Are we getting any closing below the previous candle low? No. Are we getting a closing below the previous candle low? No. Over here, are we getting a closing below the previous candle low? Are we? Yes.
Acha, your pointer's there, can't see it. Fine.
Are we
Yeah, okay.
closing below the previous candle low? Yes. Can I book my profit?
Yeah.
As per the concept, I can. Similarly, if let's say the market was in a downtrend, what will be my trailing SL as per price action? Again, intraday point of view. Any closing above the high of the previous candle. Now the same you can use it in your swing trading as well, but I say that the accuracy on the intraday is much more as compared to the swing. Swing may be work करता है, but in intraday it is much more better. Now here what is happening? Market formed a doji, gave us that trailing SL. We will exit all our losses. Now what will we do? बताओ. At this point in time, what will we do?
We'll either wait for a higher high or we'll wait for a.
Will we wait for higher high or will we wait for higher low?
Hello, sorry.
Higher low.
Yeah.
So your market came down, gave that higher low. Yes, a doji followed by a confirmation. Agreed. We take that with that sustain. It again came back to my cost. What can I do instead?
TC or just exit the trade.
To exit the trade. Alright. Why was this not an accurate trade? This you'll understand once I teach you RSI, but I'll teach you a very complex point over here. Try to understand. This downfall was not very good. Alright, this downfall you can see was multiple doji formation. Even in a secondary trend, I want some proper correction. This is a very vague correction. And the difference, this is a very vague sort of a correction. So what I need to understand is that probably there is something not right. Probably the market can go in a sideways direction. Clear? Hai? Anyway, once I cover RSI, this point will be much more clear. So let's just leave that for now. For now, we'll just take that as a cost to cost exit.